YouTubers! Hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. Today we are reviewing Love Island Season 3, Episode 9, and wow, once again, another crazy hour. We pick up from where things left off last Thursday with the new recoupling and Emily, of course, pitching Mitch, and also Courtney being a single and was vulnerable, and then she was told basically that she would be safe because she was voted by Australia, the female islander people wanted to see to find love the most, which then left the door open that somebody else would be eliminated. So then they revealed the top vote getters for the male islanders of who Australia voted who they wanted to find love the most, which were Taku, Aaron, and also Chris. And then they voted the bottom two female islanders who had the least amount of votes from Australia, which were Rachel and Lexi. So then everybody's freaking out because between the two of them, somebody's going. Ryan just gets completely hysterical and inconsolable. It's like the most reaction I've seen out of him in like the couple of weeks. And so then it's revealed that Taku, Chris, and Aaron are the decision makers between Rachel and Lexi, who has to immediately be dumped from the island. So they immediately go and deliberate. And, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Chris is one of the deliberators. Surely he's going to fight for his girl Rachel to save and really, explain their connection and this and that. And pretty much the men come back fairly quickly and they're like, yeah, we're going to keep Lexi. And I'm like, really? Like, there was just no fight from Chris at all. And I was like really shocked. And so then I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe there's something else up his sleeve. So Rachel, nobody follows Rachel to help her get ready to go. And so then she pulls Chris and asks him, would he be willing to leave with her? And so, Chris then goes and, for whatever reason, deliberates with Taku and Ryan is telling him, bro, this is your journey. And Taku's like, yeah, we want to see you, the best for you in this journey, man. You got to see this whole thing through, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, these guys, man, they have like their own little bromance happening. And so basically Chris comes back and tells her, it wouldn't be, me if I didn't really, see this thing through and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever, Chris. And so Rachel leaves, Lexi stays, and really she has no reaction. She's kind of like a little cocky, if you ask me, about the situation. And so after Rachel leaves, Mitch tells Emily basically that he's not going to sleep in a bed with her and that he has respect for Tina, something that Ryan didn't have for Ari at all because he probably really didn't like her. And he sleeps in like some type of, single bed or whatever. And so then the next day rolls around and we have two new bombshells come in. So the first bombshell is the male bombshell, Nicholas, who Courtney sees upon waking up. And so then she comes back and brings him back into the bedroom where everybody's sleeping and says, hey guys, I have breakfast. And everybody's like freaking out. And so basically they introduce Nicholas. He is a super yacht salesman and basically said he had his eye on Courtney. And so everybody's excited. Everybody's freaking out. Ari says she likes him. Courtney's calling dibs on him. And then some weirdo saying he looks like Nicolas Cage. Maybe she meant a young Nicolas Cage because he doesn't look like the current Nicolas Cage. So that was a little weird, but they were just kind of asking him some, questions and things of that nature. And so really we saw most of the day him basically kind of just grafting with Courtney and trying to get to know Courtney. And then by the end of the night, they start to make out. And he also reveals to her he has 4 sisters. And one of the sisters' names is Courtney. So she's like freaking out, thinking they're meant to be. And he wants to take her out on a date with strawberries and chocolate. So that's that. Then our other bombshell, Zoe, comes in. She's a pretty blonde who's fit and everything else. And all the guys' heads turn. And originally, Zoe said that she was there for Taku and Ryan. And I could just tell Ryan had this stressed look on his face. And so Ryan and Mitch like hurry up and run to the girls' dressing room and tell them that there's another bombshell there. And the girls do not believe them. and think that they're just joking, that they're just messing with them. And then they tell the girls that she's blonde. And then Courtney's having a panic attack and deja vu from before when all of the men basically ditched her and said that she wasn't blonde. So they're having a panic attack. And so then Lexi's the one that kind of goes out and runs out to see if they were telling the truth or not. And of course, they were telling the truth. Zoe was there. And so they bring Zoe back to the girls' room to kind of introduce everybody. And so then none of them tell her who they're in a couple with or who they're interested in. They just want to know her business. And so she basically, tells them who she likes or whatever. But then after that, Chris does some type of showing some type of dance moves or some whatever else, some thrusting and some other random things going on in the middle of the day. And then at nighttime, we have a little bit of a deja vu moment where Aaron is creating a chocolate and marshmallows type of platter for Jess. And I'm like, oh, this looks like the same thing Taku did last week with the fruit and strawberries and chocolate for Jess, in this exact same location with the exact same people bringing the dish out to them. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so contrived. I'm like, is Taku going to come up and say that he's going to flip over the platter and they're going to start arguing again? Just no originality on Aaron's part. And I just don't know at this point what is going on. I don't know who voted for Aaron to find love. I don't know if this thing with Jess is genuine or not, or if Jess is just playing along until Casa Amor. I have no idea what's happening, but it was just really random. Today, all of a sudden, 2 new bombshells come in, and Aaron decides, let me put this date together. Not like a random day like Taku, who's really putting in the work, but because there's 2 new bombshells, Aaron wants to make sure that he has Jess all in, and now that he's all in, Jess is probably going to back up. Watch. So then Mitch and Emily have another conversation that's just boring. That's just like, oh yeah, we feel a spark and we're just going to kind of move at a slow pace. And it's like, you put in all this work and you're coupled up with this dude and you guys have not progressed towards anything. So it's just like, whatever. And then Lexi is asking Chris, how he's feeling, and he's saying, basically considering the circumstances, not well. And you would think that somebody would be happy that, people voted on her behalf to keep her over Rachel, the person he was in a couple with. But no, she's just kind of just being cocky, yeah, I'm not worried about anything. There's no friends here, blah, blah, blah. I'm here for Ryan and this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so then after that, there's a text message, of course, for the singles for Corey, Zoe, Chris, and Nicholas to get graphing so that they're both vulnerable, essentially, since they're singles. And so then we see Zoe and Chris at the end of the episode. They're talking, they're getting to know each other, and they're flirting it up. And the next thing you know, they're making out. And so then Ryan and Aaron are in a daybed across, quietly cheering them on. And then I want to say it's Tina and Ronnie or somebody. They go back and they run into the villa and tell the rest of the Islanders that they're making out, or they're quote unquote, oh no, it was Nicholas and Tina, that they're quote unquote hooking up. And then the other Islanders run out and try to peek and wait till they're done kissing, and then they let out this scream and then they jump all over them. And that was basically the end of the episode. So at this point, I'm ready for Lexi to go, and I'm low-key ready for Emily to go, because really neither are bringing anything. Emily came in hot, and I thought she was really going to shake things up, and really just kind of just became boring, that she was only really interested in Mitch of all people. And I'm like, yeah, okay, she can go, but maybe Lexi will go too. So I haven't seen the preview yet. They're hiding it for some reason, but I'm hoping it comes out soon, because allegedly we are getting to Casa Amor. So I cannot wait to see whose heads turn and what the preview looks like for that. As soon as I see that preview, I will definitely do a quick little review on that teaser, because I cannot wait to see how everybody changes up in here. And the one funny moment at the end of the episode where, basically after Chris and Zoe kiss and hook up, and the host kind of gave like a little a little savage dig at him, and it was hilarious. But that's pretty much it. That's everything that kind of happened on this Monday's episode. So again, stay tuned. I will be back with you guys soon. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.